Time Walk with Me.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Time Walk with me. I am the Time Walker, and this guy seems somehow familiar. He is Lazav, Familiar Stranger. He is a 1/4 shapeshifter who costs 1 generic, 1 blue, and 1 black to cast. Once per turn, whenever you target an opponent, anything controlled by that opponent, or a card in an opponent's graveyard with a spell or ability, he gets a +1/+1 counter. Then you can exile a card from any graveyard. Note that it doesn't say target card, it's a card, so this gets around targeting restrictions. If the exiled card was a creature, Lazav becomes a copy of it until end of turn. So what are we doing here? Well, we want to put as many creature cards into our opponent's graveyards as possible. Fortunately, blue and black are full of ways to do that, and the main 3 I chose to pursue in this deck are discard, mill, and kill. All the cards in this section allow me to choose cards for my opponent to discard. I guess I could have put in Hymn to Turak and other cards that make an opponent discard at random, but I wanted to be sure to get the most bang for my buck with the spells I cast. Abandon Hope. Dread Fugue. Not Fugue, like it looks like it says. You'll probably want to pay for the cleave cost for this spell unless you know an opponent has a Phyrexian Dreadnought in their hand. Extract the Truth. This one doubles as a potential removal spell. Memory Theft, Reckoner Shakedown, Thought Erasure, and Turak's Canticle. Ashiok, Sculptor of Fears. This planeswalker doesn't mill very quickly, but the extra card draw is nice. Brain Freeze. I've seen this as a win condition in decks. Plus, the art is by one of my favorite artists. Cruel Somniphage / Can't Wake Up. Cut Your Losses. This will definitely fill someone's graveyard with juicy creatures for you to use and exile. Enter the God Eternals. This doesn't mill too much, but it does a whole lot of other stuff. Invasion of Amonkhet / Lazotep Convert. With everyone milling 3, there's a good chance Lazav will find something useful. Jace, Memory Adept. I don't know how long people will let this planeswalker stay out, but while it's out, you can take a good bite out of someone's library. Traumatize. This is Cut Your Losses without the casualty ability. And Persistent Petitioners, ×20. Even with just one of these out, its top ability counts as a crime and triggers Lazav. With 2 or 3 out, you can keep putting counters on Lazav during your opponent's turns. And with 4 or more out, obviously, you can do a whole lot of stuff. I recently did a poll asking my viewers what is the most important kind of permanent to be able to destroy. So far, the winner is creatures, and that suits this deck nicely. This section is a mix of counterspells and targeted removal, specializing in killing creatures. Cast Down, Counterspell, Dark Banishing, Defenestrate, Didn't Say Please, this one counters and mills. Dimir Charm, Drag to the Underworld, Essence Scatter, Exclude, Eyes of the Beholder, Long River's Pull, Murder, Out of Air, Power Word Kill, and Terror. Clone. I like to put at least 1 clone-type creature in every blue deck just in case. Heirloom Epic. I almost completely neglected draw in this deck. Hopefully that isn't a huge mistake, but I might have to make some changes later. Lazav, Wearer of Faces. This could have been the commander of a slightly different deck focused on clues. That might be an interesting idea, actually. Manifold Key. This is here to make Lazav unblockable while he's copying something huge. And Soul Barrier. I want my opponent's creatures in their graveyard, not on the battlefield, so this discourages them from displeasing me. We got Bandit's Hall. You'll be putting loot counters on this just about every turn, so it's a good source of mana and card draw. Charcoal Diamond, Dimir Locket, Dungeon Map, Liquimetal Torque, Manolith, Network Terminal, Orazka Relic, and Spectral Searchlight. Islands and Swamps, of course, Bad River, Command Tower, Contaminated Aquifer, Dimir Aqueduct, Dismal Backwater, Duskmantle, House of Shadow, Ice Tunnel, Mistvault Bridge, and Rogue's Passage. So there we have it. That is my Lazav Familiar Stranger deck. What do you think? Tell me what you think, and I'll see you next time.